loaded. Yep, here we go. Hello, beautiful people. I hope all is well. I hope all is well. If you are new to my page, my name is Alison Wellington, certified dating and relationship coach, and I primarily work with busy professional women to teach them how to attract and keep the husbands that they deserve. Now, you guys have seen the wedding photos, you've seen the engagement photos, you've seen the ring photos. When Katrina and her husband, Dr. Bond, called me, we did a FaceTime. You've seen all of it, but I wanted an opportunity for Mrs. Doctor? How that work?
Everybody's asking me that. Yes, that's what we're gonna go with today.
Mrs. Doctor.
Mrs. Doctor. Yep, I take the doctor too.
Yeah, so Mrs. Dr. Stephen Bond. We have Katrina is in the building. Welcome, Katrina. Thank you so much for doing this live with me.
Thank you. Thank you.
Of course, of course. So I'm going to keep it short and brief. I know that you are a busy woman and you got stuff to do, but I do want to get a little bit of your background. So I just have some quick questions for you. Okay. And then we're going to get into the nitty gritty of your love story. So my first question, Katrina, can you share what was going on in your love life before you started coaching with me that made you say yes to us working together?
Nothing was going on. Bland and dry. I had, been trying to date. And I was not having the success that I wanted. And I began to feel a little defeated and that I was wasting time. So I had been following you for a little while. I think I downloaded the very first training you did. I started into that, and it made me self-reflect and realize like, okay, maybe I do need some help in this area. So that's when I reached out for my consultation and we got started.
Okay, good. So my second question, what was the biggest shift that you experienced during coaching that helped you prepare to meet your Dr. Bond?
I think for me, it was learning how to discern and then watching how my behaviors affected dating. Just learned patterns from growing up, reflecting on past relationships and being able to really break down what was my non-negotiables versus my preferences. Like every single key played a huge role because it's things that we kind of steam through life. And again, it's those untaught, not unlearned, but the untaught behaviors, right? It's things that we've seen society, our family members, and we're just continuing in that pattern, but it's not necessarily the best practice for us to get what we want.
Right. Absolutely. I love that. So that self-reflection is key, that recognizing that you don't have to follow the pattern of what you've seen in the past, that you can reinvent what love looks like for you generationally.
Yes.
We do talk about generational curses and what it looks like to break it. And sometimes it's beyond our skill set. And so being on someone who can teach you something different is a real difference change. And I love that.
Yeah.
Okay. So I know that you used to date Dr. Bond back in the day. So give us a little bit of tea on how did you guys meet before and what caused you guys to separate?
So more than 20 years ago, we literally met on what was back then online dating, but it was a phone chat service. That's how old we are. Okay. But we literally talked all the time. Eventually we met, in public, we hung out, got a bite to eat. And we were both like in that situationship mode. Like he was kind of seeing somebody and I was coming out of a relationship, but he was just then beginning to pursue his career as a teacher. We both, at the time we met in Florida, but we were not from Florida. And life just kind of took us in two totally different directions. The crazy part is that all of that time, we somehow found a way to keep in contact, like just an email or on LinkedIn, like, hey, how's the family? How you guys doing? And just very, very, very high level, like I'm good, moved back to New Jersey. Oh, I had to move to North Carolina to help my parents or whatever have you. And when COVID happened, I realized, like, when he told me he had to move back to North Carolina for his parents, I'm like, that could be hairy. So I reached out and I was just asking him how everybody was doing. And unfortunately, he had lost a bunch of immediate family members. Mm-hmm. And he was like, oh my God, it's so good to hear from you. And at that point, that was maybe 2022, the early part of 2022, we started kind of intentionally keeping in contact. Because before then it was random and just, hey, you crossed my mind. How are you? But that was 2022. And I want to say when I did my session, that was January 2023 when I started, right? Yep. So
Side note, I just want to cut you off right there. So January 2023.
Yep.
January 2022. January 2022. You know why? Because you were the first person to clock me when I was pregnant. She was like, hey, you okay? You pregnant or something? And I gave like this very awkward
You're right.
It was January 2022.
Yep, it was, because I wasn't able to go in 23 for the Jamaica trip.
Yes.
Right. So I did 2024.
Yes.
So, he was there, but we just weren't. He said to me he was afraid of the rejection. He just wasn't clear on, if I wanted to be with him and stuff. And I kept saying, well, why didn't you just ask? Mm-hmm. And he's like, I don't know. I didn't want you to tell me no. So we kind of, more regular, right? Not so random, but, maybe once a week. Then it kind of grew to twice a week. Then it turned into the, almost daily conversations, but it was long distance, right? I'm in Delaware. He's in North Carolina. I did the coaching program. I think I mentioned it to him at some point, but we still kept it light. 2024 comes, things are picking up. And I'm like, oh, I'm going on this retreat, with the lady that did the coaching program. And he's like, oh my God, that's awesome. So I'm on the retreat. And that was the first night when you asked everybody, like, what is your status today? Mm-hmm. And when you asked me, and I'm like, well, there's a guy, you looked at me like, we've been dealing with each other for 2 years and there's a whole guy. And I'm like, well, it's a friendship. It's a true friendship. Neither one of us ever demanded anything, and you said to me, you was like, I think you should explore that. Just ask, like, what is it? Mm-hmm. And I did. And he said to me, he was like, oh my God, thank you so much. I've been wanting to ask you, but I just didn't want you to say no, but I would love to be in a relationship with you. So that's what we did.
Yeah.
Totally outside my comfort zone, right?
Because he was afraid to ruin the friendship.
He was afraid to ruin the friendship.
Yeah, because if you would have said no, his heart probably wouldn't be able to take it.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Yep. So that was our official inception. And
so
from there,
it was April 2023.
4.
What year is this?
This is 25. It was April 2024.
I love this.
In Costa Rica.
Come on. So if you listening,
in Costa Rica,
I got 2 rooms left for to St. Martin. Stop playing.
You better go. Okay. Stop playing.
So we did our coaching program. You learned how to navigate dating. You learned your non-negotiables. You knew what questions to ask, what behaviors to pay attention to. You learned how to do this thing. You reunited with the gentleman that you were seeing in the past. You were taking it soft. You were taking it casually. He was taking it serious, but he was afraid to take it to the next level with you because he didn't want to ruin the friendship. You came on the trip to the retreat. I had a session with you. I said, girl, if you're interested in this gentleman, just get clarity. You're not asking him to be your man.
Yes.
We're getting clarity. What's your intention? And he said,
right.
oh my God, my intention is to be with you, girl. Stop playing with me.
Yep. That's exactly what he said.
And then that's April 2024. So when did he ask for your hand in marriage?
November 2024.
Come on, somebody. When you know, you know.
And he said to me, so when I got back from the retreat, we saw each other that following weekend. So I think I came back a Thursday, and that Friday he drove up from North Carolina. We hung out all weekend long. He was visiting, he was driving every 2 weeks, 3 the most. We only spent the weekends together. In July, he had a big teachers award banquet that, he told me about. And I'm like, oh, bet, let's go.
Yeah.
Got, all fancy, went on the trip and everything. And in the meantime, I'm still working on myself, right? Still, I think people have to understand that you're investing in yourself because you cannot do it alone, right? We need help, and there's no embarrassment in that. But just trying to work on me, I decided to take this college course to do program management, project management. I'm sorry. So, I'm all excited. I'm like, oh my God, I'm taking this college course. And, he's just encouraging me. The course ended the week before Thanksgiving. And apparently in the background with my very best friend and my parents and my daughter, he's planning this whole proposal. So we we went to dinner. And we had talked about long-term goals, but I think I was just so caught up in, oh my God, this is actually happening. I'm happy. No stress, no arguments. We're individuals, so we have different perspectives and opinions, but no disrespect. I'm not guessing. I'm not, is it somebody else? No doubt whatsoever. Yeah. So when he proposed, I was like, what? And he was like, yes, can you answer me? And we're sitting in the restaurant. I'm like, what? And he's like, so yes, no. So I'm like, yeah, and then he's telling me, I talked to Alison. Like he pretty much covered everybody without me knowing, and nobody said anything. And I'm like, wow. But he said to me, when I told you about the banquet and you said to me, then we need to go. He said, I knew right then that I had to marry you, because you provided that level of support and security that I've never had. But that was 3 months in?
Right.
So it made me back up and say, okay, so that's a fact, right? When a man knows, he knows. And there's no, let me see, or I'm going to test the waters, or let's live together for 6 months first. And there's none of that. So there's none of that.
Let me tell you, because I didn't click live on Instagram, so we started in the middle of the story. It's all right. We live on Facebook. We were live on YouTube. Now we live on Instagram. So people they came in right at the perfect moment. They didn't get all the warm up. So we gotta rewind it.
Okay.
So if you are just coming in, my name is Alison Wellington, certified dating and relationship coach. I primarily work with busy professional women like you, like Katrina, to teach you how to navigate dating successfully so you can get into the best relationships of your life. I also host retreats that do the same work. We're going to St. Martin in 6 months. There's 2 rooms left. Anywho, we have Katrina in the building. She is Mrs. Dr. Stephen Bond. I hope I got that right. And she is telling her story, her love story of spinning the block, as they say. I'm also a spin the blocker. I was dating Andrew 20 years ago too for this amount of time, and we went off to college and reunited. It can happen. It works. But when you spin that block, you're spinning that block as an adult, as someone who is grown, as someone who is clear now after coaching, what she needs, what she's looking for, what's best for her. And Katrina was just filling us in on the timeline. So again, busy professional women, strategic women, educated women, we like a good timeline. So Katrina said she did coaching, she was dating, she reunited with Dr. Stephen Bond, she said. Katrina, I think you're frozen, girl. You might have to exit out and then come back. I'm still here. Don't worry. So that was 2022. She said that they started dating, seeing each other a little bit casually. In 2024, they had the conversation, what are we doing? And he said, what you mean? I need you to be my woman. Like,
One second.
Yeah. Go ahead. I'm here. I'm giving the recap.
Okay.
So that was 2022. Okay. She did coaching. 2024, she, her and Steven got serious. They became committed after she had a little brush up session with me, a little brush up in Costa Rica on the retreat. They got committed that day in Costa Rica. Let's get clear, right? Now, after that, let me see if I can remove this old one. Okay, that should work. Good. So that's 2024, April 2024. He asked for her hand in marriage November of 2024. So from the reconnection to the engagement was two years and a few months. They got married just last August. That's 9 months after that. When they know, they know. Now, just for a little bit of fun for clarity, because y'all gonna say, well, Alison, when you know means you know. When you know doesn't mean you do. So in arguing with y'all on Instagram all the damn time, I asked Andrew, when did he know versus when did he do? He said he knew in December of 2019. He asked for my hand in marriage in May. So just because someone knows, and they should know quickly, doesn't mean they take action immediately or as quickly as one would like. Andrew took an extra 6 months. He could have a feeling in his heart. He could have a thought in his mind, but there's some additional vetting because this is the person you're going to be with for the rest of your life. You can't just go on a whim and then be surprised when things don't work out. So you can know in your mind and your heart and then still take some additional time to be. Remember in math class when we had to problem solve, you solving for X, right? You solve for X. 10 plus X equals 15. You subtract 10 on both sides. X must equal 5. Cool, right? Y'all impressed? I'm impressed. Then what did the instructions say? Check your work. Now you're going to take that value of 5 and put it back in the equation to make sure that 15 equals 15. What's on one side has to be, what's the expression? Back in math class? What's on one side got to be on the other. Whatever, right? So you can know, and then you need to check your work. So again, Katrina gave us the timeline that they casually reconnected. They got serious in April after our retreat. During the retreat, when I told her stop playing, have a conversation with this gentleman. Let's get clarity. We don't have time for situationships. We don't have time to play games. We only have time to be clear and to move accordingly. She got that clarity during the trip, April 2024. That is her man, April 2024. She is engaged November 2024. She is a married woman August, what date it was? 20. Oh, you on mute, girl. August 25th.
23rd.
Right. Come on. The work is worth it. I got 2 more questions before I let you go. Okay.
Yep.
So looking back, what part of coaching made you feel like what played the biggest role in walking down the aisle? So what did you get out of coaching that got you down the aisle?
The accountability, learning how to forgive myself, my thought pattern, and then actually taking the action.
Go ahead.
That was it.
Okay, so accountability. Say it again.
Forgiving myself.
Forgiving. Oh, let's talk about that. Why did you need to forgive yourself? What needed to be forgiven?
Well, so as a successful woman, right, you want every area of your life to be a success. But I was a whole divorcee. And it always takes 2, whether it works or it doesn't. But I had to back up and just forgive myself. Like, you knew better, but you can't sit in that, right? You have to learn where you went wrong and correct it immediately. But you have to also learn how to let it go.
I love that. I love that.
Very
I put up a post
important.
recently on social media that was saying, one of the most painful things about a breakup is that you knew you should have left a long time ago. And whatever
Yep.
long time ago looks like, long time ago could be 5 years, long time ago could have been 5 months, but you have to forgive yourself, because what happens is that you continue to beat yourself up about the mistakes you've made in the past. You then
Yep.
doubt your decision making, and then you never move forward. Now, if
Yep.
you have that doubt, then talk to the lady. The lady could be a therapist, lady's a coach, but you can't just sit there and not move forward because you're afraid of making any decision ever again. I
Yep.
liken it to a car accident. We've all been in a little fender bender, right? We've been in accidents before, but what you're going to do, never drive again? Nah, what you'll do is you may drive a little slower, right? You may make sure you got your glasses on next time. Maybe you avoid driving when it's super dark. Maybe,
Yep.
right? Like you're going to put some contingencies in place, but you're not going to never drive again because you got into a car accident. You're just going to be
Right.
a little bit more careful moving forward. And so that's one of the benefits that I think that coaching does, is that it restores your confidence in your
Yeah.
ability to make decisions, because now you're going in knowing, I know exactly what I'm looking for. I know what it looks like. I know how to ask it the questions to elicit an honest response. I know the things that actually matter. I'm working on showing up as the best version of me so that I have the right to demand the best of others. Because we
Right.
talk about what we deserve, but maybe a part of the problem is that you're not working on becoming the best you so you can actually deserve it.
That's
I love
right.
that. So my last question before I let you go, girlfriend, what would you say to another successful professional woman like you who's watching right now and is wondering if coaching can really change her love life?
Coaching will really change your love life. It's almost like a gym membership, right? If you work it, it will work for you. Same thing with eating better. We want to lose weight. We want to be healthy. Everything takes that time and investment. And this is equal to that. It's your personal love life. And nobody is going to be able to cater to you if you don't know what you need.
Yep. Well said. I love that. All right, beautiful people. You've heard it from Mrs. Dr. I think 3 times. Mrs. Dr. Stephen. We have Katrina Bond, who has come and shared with you her experience, her love story, her coaching story. And if you are a busy professional woman who is serious about getting your love life in order, now is the time to take action. So the links are everywhere for
Yep.
you to schedule a consultation, for you to apply for coaching. It'll be in the description and in the comments and in the link in my bio and all the places. It's time to do something different to get a different result. Any final words for us, Mrs. Dr.
Get
Katrina?
into it, people. Stop wasting time. Tomorrow's never promised.
Tomorrow is never promised. All right, folks. I will see you. I will say tomorrow, but it's not promised. I'll see y'all soon. All right, girlfriend. Love you.
Love you too.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.